In this lesson, we have a special guest, or invitado.
Hola, soy Jasmine, mucho gusto.
Okay, let's break down what Jasmine just said.
Hola.
Is the way to say hello in Spanish. It's like saying hello, but with the vowels reversed. Then she said,
Soy Jasmine.
remember, we learned in the last lesson that soy means I am. So this is the most simple way to tell someone what your name is. And finally she said,
Mucho gusto.
this is like much gusto, much liking, or much pleasure. In other words, nice to meet you. You can use what you said as a simple introduction with people your own age. And if I am is soy, can you remember I go?
Voy.
Now the reason Jasmine is here today is to help us learn other forms of the verb gustar. Because while it's easy to say me gusta, te gusta, etc., using this verb becomes more difficult when there are more than two people involved. For example, let's try to think of how I can ask Jasmine, do you like me? Think back to disgust and switch to gust. We want to say, do I gust thee? So how would I say this? Te gusto? The yo is left out, but the verb still has to match it because we're saying I gust instead of it gusts. So instead of gusta, we have gusto. It's the opposite of asking, do I disgust thee? And then how would Jasmine respond with, I like you?
Sí, me gustas mucho.
Thank you. We have to say, you gust me.
Me gustas.
And then she added sí, which is Spanish for yes, and expanded the phrase to,
Sí, me gustas mucho.
can you see now why using disgust helps us with this form? Because in sentences with like, the subject and object are reversed. Remember, the subject is the noun that changes the verb. So when the subject is I, the verb to be becomes am. And when the subject is you, the verb becomes are. And then we also have he is, she is, etc. So how would I ask Jasmine, do you like him?
¿Te gusta él?
Remember, we can add el to specify who we are talking about. Without this, that question would be ambiguous. And her response is,
No, solo me gustas tú.
I'm sure you can guess that solo means solely or only. And she put a tu on the end for emphasis. It's like saying, I only like you. Because remember, when we use gustar with people, we're saying like, as in we want to date that person. But since Jasmine is my wife,
Solo me gustas tú.
let's review the forms we just learned. What did this mean? Te gusto? Do you like me? Or do I gust thee? And how do we answer this? Me gustas. And what was the way to say, do you like her? ¿Te gusta ella? Okay, if you'd like to see more of Jasmine in upcoming videos, leave a comment below. See you next time. If you'd like to support the channel so I can continue these lessons and do the same for other languages, then stop by Patreon, where you will also be able to find other study and listening material. Or you can become a member on YouTube by hitting the join button below.